It all started one fateful night, when the crown of Ardania was stolen. The next day, the priests of the conclave, led by the spirit of kings, broke into the palace. Their intention, to overthrow the rightful monarch of the realm. It was only the foresight and experience of his good advisor that saved His Majesty from ruin. Now the great king had to restore his rule. But where would he find allies to join him on this path? Your Majesty, our meeting with the goblins is going even better than we hoped. At least we are not huddling in the woods under a tree, but rather dining in a well-preserved castle. We'll have to put up with the noise and drafts until the gnomes finish their repairs, but after that, these ruins will be a royal residence worthy of a king. In any case, the important thing is that you're still alive, sire. I suspected that the conclave would eventually come out against your rule, but I never thought the priests would be so impudent. Imagine stealing the crown of Ardania and summoning the spirit of kings that it might take the place of their rightful ruler. I must admit, 'tis a brilliant plan. If they simply stooped to seize the throne, the conclave would have great difficulty convincing the people that they were driven only by sincere concern for Ardania. But this way, the priests receive universal support. And now you cannot even seek help from your loyal followers, or the priests will learn of this and destroy you along with your rebel friends. But you do need an army, Your Majesty. An army the likes of which Ardania has never seen. An army of monsters. All those monsters against whom the great rulers have fought for so long. But they will help you now, believe me, they will. Of course, they won't fight for free, but in exchange for the equal rights and freedoms that you will extend to all their kind once you are restored to the throne. First of all, you must unite the goblins under your banner. Of course, they are dressed more, ethnically than your normal soldiers, and have more freedom in expressing their emotions, shall we say? But in fact, they are our brothers nevertheless, in a sense. That is to say, they also call Ardania their home. I advise you to get used to the idea, sire. It's the best I can come up with. I am trying, you know. Oh, sire, it's not very appetizing, but you really must eat it. Serving you rotten pumpkin porridge is the goblin way of recognizing your strength, of recognizing you as their leader. You'll just have to hold your nose and choke it down. However, I am afraid even this won't be enough. After all, we cannot win the war with goblins alone. Your Majesty, you may remember that on your way to the throne, you destroyed a mighty and ancient lich. Yes, it was a glorious victory. Well, it would seem we could use its help. I recommend we aid its return to Ardania. You see, sire, this lich was, and still is, one of the great lords of the undead. Even now, a group of necromancers is preparing a ritual for its revival. By my rough calculations, the ritual will take approximately 1,000 years. But with the help of this little trinket, only about 2 months. Behold, 'tis a fragment of a lich mirror. Yes, well, I took it as a souvenir. Ah, I see, sire, you begin to understand. You will convey this shard to the lich's adepts, and no, sire, worry not. The resurrected lich will not attack us. On the contrary, I expect it will command the other liches to serve you. Yes, I am almost certain of it, sire. When have I ever deceived you? Oh, by the gods, just give me that porridge. I'll throw it in the ditch. I suppose that anyone who ate even a spoonful of this dread concoction well deserves admiration and recognition as the highest king of all Ardania. Your Majesty, your massively monstrous army is finally taking form. Of course, goblins, ratmen, and liches are very fine soldiers, but for a real war, you'll need warriors who can take whole cities by storm. Of all the monsters in Ardania, Minotaurs seem the best suited for such work. Yesterday, I visited the Council of the Red Buffaloes, the strongest of the Minotaur tribes, and offered them a chance to join us. They agreed, but on several conditions. First, we must declare throughout all Ardania an annual holiday to Korita, whatever that is. And second, we must build a museum of the Minotaur arts and crafts, and a center of Minotaur culture. And third, we must rewrite the famous myth about Lormidia, where Minotaurs are undeservedly represented as wild and mad beasts. On the whole, 'tis nothing we can't manage. By the way, sire, do you remember Baron Pampa? The one who built a chain of guardhouses, destroyed the Great Pyramid of Minotaurs, and dared install his governor upon your lands? Well, the chief of the Red Buffaloes has also asked that we destroy the governor's castle and the governor in it. Well, what must be will be, Your Majesty. I suggest we start tomorrow morning.